was on this reality show, and some pompous jerk, Dr. David, started lecturing the gorgeous model Chloe about her body hair right there on national TV. I just leaned in, cool as you like, and said, "Honey, if your parents had armpit hair, you wouldn't even be here. Think about it." The silence that followed, pure gold. His face went from smug to a shade of red I've only ever seen on a boiled lobster. Yeah, that's me, Ava. And that's how I accidentally became a household name. My best friend, Grace, and we broke into the entertainment industry at the same time, but we were total opposites. She was the picture of angelic purity, sweet, gentle, the kind of person everyone instantly adored. Me? Well, I was more of a human firecracker, known for my unfiltered honesty and, shall we say, a certain talent for verbal sparring. My online presence was vibrant, to say the least. My fan base and my anti-fan club were pretty much neck and neck. So when the opportunity came for us to join this reality dating show, Love's Gambit, Grace, bless her heart, sat me down for a serious talk. "Ava," she pleaded, "please, for just this one show, can you be nice, gentle? No cursing, no shutting people down." I promised her I'd be a picture of refined elegance. I really did. I even practiced my demure smile in the mirror. Getting on Love's Gambit was actually a bit of a surprise. I was in the middle of a rather spirited online debate with some trolls, just a regular Tuesday really. Someone called me low EQ. I shot back, "My EQ might be low, but is it as low as your IQ, you absolute plankton?" Just then, Grace, my ever-patient best friend, walked in, a conflicted look on her face. "Ava," she tapped my forehead playfully, "the show wanted me. I had to fight to get you on too. Look what people say about your mouth online. Please, just this once, be sweet. Find a match, maybe even change your public image." I blinked innocently. Got it. Grace and we were a publicist's dream and nightmare all rolled into one. Her, the innocent darling, me, the queen of clapbacks. But as she scrolled through her phone, a tiny smile playing on her lips, I couldn't help but wonder. "Grace," I probed, "why this show? You've had so many reality show offers. Are you finally looking for love?" Her face went crimson. "No," she squeaked, turning away. Then it hit me. "Is Ethan going to be on the show?" She clamped her hands over her face, shaking her head. "Don't ask." That was all the confirmation I needed. My mission then was clear. For my best friend's happiness, I would dive head first into this dating show. The show's production team rented this gorgeous mansion, complete with a sparkling pool and a charming garden. Very romantic. We arrived, signed our papers, and were ushered into the living room where the 3 male contestants were already waiting. 2 of them, Mark, a well-known social media influencer, and Dr. David, the erudite scholar, were chatting away. The third, Ethan, the famous esports champion, was quietly engrossed in his phone. The live stream chat was already going wild. "Ethan's on a dating show? Why is Ava clinging to Grace again?" Poor Grace, always being overshadowed. Someone even warned, "Watch it or Ava will unleash on you." It was my usual welcome committee. I found an empty seat and took them all in. Mark, the hotshot influencer with millions of fans, Dr. David, the sophisticated overseas scholar, and Ethan, the stoic leader of a national esports team. My mind was buzzing, trying to figure out who Grace's crush really was. Then Grace nudged me. "Everyone's introduced themselves, Ava. It's your turn." "Oh, right," I blurted, a little flustered. "I'm Ava, 24, an artist. I act and do variety shows." Before I could finish, Dr. David, the scholarly one, who, quite frankly, looked a little short for Grace's type, interjected. "Ah, yes, the mouth of the nation. Very aggressive online, aren't we?" I forced a smile. "Well, the internet does tend to exaggerate things. I'm actually quite—" He cut me off, adjusting his glasses with an air of superiority. "Let me give you some advice. A girl should be gentle, demure. That's what people appreciate. You should learn to control your temper. Then more people will like you." My smile vanished. Who was this guy? He then went on to explain his advanced degrees, sprinkling in a few English words, sounding utterly exhausted by his own brilliance. "It's just a little friendly advice. Don't take it to heart." He droned on. My automatic response was, "You can advise your own mother, thank you very much." Grace grabbed my arm, whispering urgently, "No swearing, gentle." I took a deep breath, smiled sweetly at Dr. David, and said, "You can advise your mother?" He was so slow on the uptake, it took him a moment to realize he'd been insulted. His face flushed. For the first day, the show didn't plan any special activities. As lunchtime approached, Chloe, ever so sweet, offered to cook. Grace, clearly impressed, asked if she could learn from her. Soon they were deep in conversation about recipes while Ethan and I silently prepped ingredients. Only Dr. David just wandered around, backseat driving. 6 of us, 8 dishes, plus soup. Oh, and I don't eat spicy food, so no chili. It's 10 a.m. Can you finish in an hour? Someone cleaned the dining table in the living room later. Chloe just glanced at him and kept instructing Grace. I couldn't help myself. This potato, I muttered, poking it, it just keeps rolling around, so annoying. What did you say? Dr. David snapped, stopping dead in his tracks. I said, this potato, I clarified, still poking it. It keeps rolling around. Can't even cut it. Maybe we just shouldn't have potatoes. What do you think? Before he could respond, Ethan, without a word, reached out, grabbed the potato, and with a few swift, practiced motions, sliced it into perfect matchsticks. Thanks, I mumbled to Ethan. He simply gave a slight nod, his eyes still on the task. I couldn't help but steal another glance at him. He truly was a legend in the esports world. His sharp features, intense gaze, and reserved demeanor probably made countless girls swoon. But then I looked at Grace, chatting animatedly with Chloe. Why was Grace on a dating show if she wasn't even focusing on her supposed crush? And who was her crush anyway, Ethan or Mark? Lunch was served quickly, a vibrant, delicious spread. Half of the dishes were Chloe's, the other half Ethan's. It was clear they were both excellent cooks. Just as I picked up my chopsticks, Dr. David, who hadn't even sat down yet, frowned. Who made this? Chloe looked up, puzzled. The stir-fried pork with green peppers? I did. Why? I said I don't eat spicy food. Why is there so much chili? The dining room fell silent. Grace, quick on the uptake, jumped in. Oh, I asked Chloe to add extra chili. I love spicy food. You can just pick out the peppers. Pick out the peppers. The spice will still be there, he huffed. At this point, even a blind squirrel could see he was just trying to cause trouble. Everyone was seated, but Dr. David remained standing, tapping the table with his finger, adopting a superior tone. When you're tasked with cooking, you shouldn't just cater to personal preferences. You should consider everyone. We're 6 people living together for a few days. We need to cooperate. There are things you young people don't understand, so as the eldest, I have to be the bad guy. Chloe's eyes narrowed. Please sit down and talk. But Dr. David just sneered. Rules are often unpleasant, I know. And I know you worked hard cooking, Chloe, but I think Chloe cut him off, slowly rising to her feet. She looked down at him, a full head taller. Not criticizing the cook is the most basic rule of all. Dr. David was stunned, staring up at her. I couldn't hold back my laughter. See, I told you to sit down. A 5'6" guy standing in front of a 6'2" woman looks like a little toy doll. Dr. David snapped back to reality, glaring at me. I'm 5'7". Oh, really? People who insist they're 5'7" definitely aren't, especially when you're wearing shoes. 5'6" is probably being generous. I clearly hit a nerve. He was so angry he almost flipped the table. Mark quickly intervened. Hey, calm down. I immediately piled food into my bowl, grabbed it, and headed for the privacy of my room, overhearing Mark's attempt to calm him down. Don't try to calm him down, Mark. He might infect you and then stomp on your kneecaps. Dr. David? More like Dr. Dwarf. What a name for a guy like that. He's the oldest here and the shortest man. Pathetic. The living room was in chaos. I locked my door, sighed with satisfaction, and dug into my meal. The live stream chat was buzzing. Where did they find this greasy old man with a lecturing tone? He made our Chloe so mad. Ava's mouth is insane. No cuss words, but still so satisfying. But Ava's just stirring up trouble, isn't she? How are they going to film a dating show now? After enjoying my meal, the commotion outside eventually died down. I waited for Grace to come looking for me. The show doesn't want us to keep fighting, Grace sighed, looking helpless. Dr. David is annoying, but he won't leave. Mark said he'll mediate. I nodded. No problem. But then I thought, Mark seems pretty decent, and Grace came to find me specifically because of him. Could Mark be her crush after all? I followed Grace downstairs to the living room. Dr. David was sulking on the sofa. I smiled sweetly and spoke first. I've been thinking, and I realized I was a little out of line. He adjusted his glasses. It's good to admit your mistakes. I won't hold it against you. Yes, yes, you're very magnanimous, I said, keeping my smile. I shouldn't judge people based on their height or appearance. My apologies. Another soft stab at his pride. Dr. David's face twitched. He was about to say something when Mark quickly changed the subject. So, for the next few days, we can plan our own activities. Any ideas? I chimed in. Didn't the show give us dating cards? Once you invite someone, they can't refuse. Has anyone decided who they're asking out? Dr. David broke the silence. I'd like to invite Chloe. My words earlier were a bit rude, and I hope I can change her impression of me tomorrow. Chloe accepted, and we all looked at her sympathetically. Mark, blushing, looked at Grace. Can I invite you? My eyes lit up. This was going to be good. Grace hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Okay. Then all eyes turned to Ethan. He calmly looked up. I'll pass. I chuckled. Me too. Sleeping in is 100 times better. After a quick tidying up, we all went back to our rooms. 3 guys in one, 3 girls in another. I patted Grace's shoulder cheerfully. Go get him, girl. I can't help you with this one. Your happiness is in your own hands. Grace just looked confused. I then patted Chloe's shoulder. And you, Chloe, if Potato Man gets too much, just run. I'll cover you. With your legs, he'll never catch you anyway. Chloe just nodded. I was satisfied and curled up in bed. Grace and Chloe, probably too excited to sleep, whispered back and forth for ages. The next morning, I woke up to an empty room. My stomach grumbled. I quickly splashed water on my face and went downstairs to find food. As I descended the stairs, I caught the familiar scent of cooking. I stopped, looking towards the kitchen. Ethan was busy, stir-frying something fragrant, and there was a pot of delicious-looking soup. Compared to my instant noodles, it looked like a feast. I quickly abandoned my noodles and walked over bright and cheerful. Good morning. Need any help? Ethan scooped the last bowl of soup without looking up. Done. No need. Oh, I said awkwardly. He seemed like he didn't want to eat with me. I sadly reached for my instant noodles again. There's rice in the pot. Serve yourself, Ethan said calmly, carrying the dishes to the living room. I blinked. 2 bowls? If you don't want rice, just serve your own. I grinned. You just say you want to invite me to eat with you. Today's live stream was split into 3 rooms. Most of the audience was watching the other 2 couples, leaving a small, very harmonious group in our room. My Ethan is perfect. Best gamer, best cook. Ava's not insulting anyone. It feels weird. Ava, go find Chloe. I think she's about to lose it. I happily served 2 bowls of rice and dug in. You really are a good cook, Ethan. Thanks for today. Otherwise, I'd be eating instant noodles. No problem, he replied softly, eating his own meal. I stole another glance at him. I'd known about Ethan the God for a long time. He was a high school prodigy who joined esports and became a legend. His team, WK, consistently won national championships, even beating international teams. He became captain at a young age. He was just so quiet, always absorbed in his games during his free time. Why did you suddenly join a dating show? I asked, chewing on my chopsticks. His chopsticks paused. He said nothing. I sipped my soup. Your dating card is still unused. You can invite Chloe tomorrow. Aren't dating shows for finding love? I winked. She's beautiful and kind. The internet must be shipping you two already. He frowned slightly, a tiny movement, almost imperceptible. I continued. If not, then tonight when Grace gets back, I'll introduce you to her. A second later, the plate of Coca-Cola chicken wings in front of me was gone. Ethan stood up. I'm done eating. Hey, I wasn't done. There were 2 wings left. My chopsticks were just reaching for another dish when the entire pot of boiled pork was mercifully whisked away too. Ethan! He calmly covered the meat with plastic wrap. I'm afraid you'll eat too much. I don't know you're insulting me, I mumbled. Still, it was his food, so I had to be polite. After I helped him clear the table, he pulled out a black wrist brace. The black gauze wrapped around his wrist, going through his thumb, highlighted his already slender and elegant fingers. What a treat for hand enthusiasts. I was still staring when he looked up. Didn't you want to learn? I'll teach you now. Oh, yes, this can only be helpful. Next time I argue with anti-fans online, I won't have to worry about tenosynovitis. I reached for the brace to wrap it myself, but he grabbed my wrist, securing the end of the bandage under his thumb and wrapped it once around my wrist. I flinched, pulling my hand away. You can just tell me. I can do it myself. He lowered his gaze. His grip didn't loosen. No matter how much I tried, I couldn't pull my hand free. He skillfully wrapped the bandage between my thumb, around my thumb, and then twice more around my wrist to secure it. Try moving it. Is it too tight? I flexed my wrist. It was perfect. Then he picked up his phone, turning the screen sideways. Are you playing the game? I asked curiously. Yeah, he said, looking up slightly. Want to play together? His unexpected invitation made me a little nervous. I want to, but my account got banned. Ethan just looked at me. The live stream chat exploded again. Seriously, Ava got her account banned for insulting people, didn't she? Finally, I managed to log into Ethan's alternate account, friended his main account, and we started a random match. You can play whatever hero you want, he offered. I nodded vigorously, picking a support hero. I've always wanted to be carried. Don't worry, I'll stay quiet and stick to you. No bad words. 10 minutes later, seeing the barrage of sarcastic comments in the game chat, I had to take a large gulp of water to suppress my rage. Ethan, playing as the jungler, dominated the map. In the first 10 minutes, he had 18 kills, 0 deaths, 0 assists. I, his faithful support, had 18 assists. But the team's kill count was 18 to 25. The chat was flooded with spam from our teammates. Oh, it's the main account. It really is Ethan the God, carrying a girl, huh? I heard Ethan's win rate in the jungle is 100%. I want to see if it can drop to 99%. So much for Ethan the God. The enemy's already pushing our base and 2 of their towers are still standing. The insults kept coming, and even the live stream audience was getting agitated. Are these people crazy? They're feeding the enemy so hard. No wonder they're getting pushed. If I got matched with Ethan, I'd be clinging to him like glue. What are they jealous of? This is disgusting. Why doesn't Ethan just curse them out? But the words on the screen were making me furious. I took a deep breath and looked at Ethan, who was sitting opposite me. His face was as calm as ever. As he secured another kill with me, I couldn't help but ask, "Have you muted them?" "No." "You see what they're saying on screen, right?" "Yeah." I stared. "And you're not angry?" "Why would I be angry?" Ethan replied calmly, his finger moving, pushing down the second tower. "Don't worry, we'll win this game." Looking at his serene demeanor, I looked back at the screen. The enemy team was also starting to taunt. They think they're hot stuff for beating Ethan the God. Haha, I'm recording this. Let's all go viral. My head was pounding with rage. I took another large gulp of water and looked at Ethan seriously. "Ethan?" He looked up. "Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I unleash?" The air hung silent for a moment. "No, I don't mind." I smiled. "Then can you stall for a bit longer? Because if I'm going to curse out their entire ancestral line, I might need more time." He chuckled softly. "I'll try." I nodded, satisfied. I opened the chat box, and amidst the taunts, I flew across the keyboard, dropping verbal bombs. "Your mouth is so free. Why don't you go lick a toilet? Such bad manners." Is the enemy jungler the AD carry's father? Always feeding them gold. So filial. Oh wait, is he not your father? Poor you. The second skill of the enemy support couldn't even trigger if it targeted your family tree. As I entered the fray, all the insults in the game chat transformed into question marks. "Why are you all typing in question marks?" I asked curiously. "Did you all drop out of elementary school and become toddlers?" After a rapid-fire exchange, our teammates finally couldn't take it anymore and unmuted their mics to curse at me. I quickly muted them and calmly typed my reply. Goodness, what a shock. A voice like a neutered duck from 3 years ago, so fierce. Oh, right. With parents like that, you probably speak whatever comes to mind. Ethan's wrist brace was truly amazing. I typed away, my chest feeling clearer, my wrist completely comfortable. I was about to dive back into combat when the screen suddenly flashed. Victory! Awesome! I cheered, giving Ethan a thumbs up. You're amazing. 1 against 8, and you still won. He smirked. You're the amazing one. They were too busy cursing at you, they didn't even notice I was pushing their towers. The comments section exploded, but strangely, no one was insulting me anymore. I'm so touched, not because we won, but because someone finally cursed back at them for Ethan. When I watched Ethan's live stream, I always got so angry when he got insulted and his teammates did nothing. I'm an Ava fan now. She curses so well. Open a class, sis. After a round of mutual admiration with Ethan, I opened the complaint interface and reported all our teammates and opponents, successfully getting their accounts banned. Do you often get cursed at, Ethan? He paused slightly. Not usually. I nobly patted his shoulder. Next time, just find me. I guarantee satisfaction. He curved his lips, a hint of a smile in his eyes. Okay. I was about to play another game when I looked down and froze. What is it? My smile was a little awkward. Just a quick report. I think your alternate account got banned too. I mean, I used perfectly civilized language, no swear words. Why ban me? I fumbled with the complaint interface, starting to type when Ethan chuckled softly beside me. His long, slender fingers took my phone. It's okay. I have other alternate accounts. I blinked, looking up at him. Ethan smiled, his bangs falling over his forehead, the initial aloofness melting away. He really was handsome. I cleared my throat. Oh, right. The show rules say you can't refuse a date, but they don't say you can't end a date early, right? A voice cut me off. Both Ethan and I looked up. Chloe strode in, looking annoyed. Dr. David trailing behind. He adjusted his glasses, arguing, I mean, it's true what I said, but I think it was rude of you to embarrass me in front of everyone. Chloe just rolled her eyes, too angry to speak. I knew immediately Dr. David had been up to his usual antics. I quickly brought Chloe a glass of water. Don't be mad. What happened? Before Chloe could speak, the live stream room exploded with angry comments. Ridiculous! Dr. David thinks dating means he can grope her? Disgusting. Poor Chloe, she must be traumatized. Ava, please curse him out. I'll be your loyal fan forever. Chloe was about to speak, but Dr. David beat her to it. We went on a date, and there was a store offering a 50% discount if couples held hands for a photo. I thought it was just holding hands, but she refused. I couldn't help but frown. No wonder Chloe was angry. Who wanted to hold hands with such a clueless idiot? And the idiot thought he was in the right. The law says only dogs need to be leashed in public, I blurted out. Wait, I didn't mean to say that. Grace burst through the door, pulling Chloe away. Let's go back to the room. Dr. David, probably not expecting to be called a dog by the innocent Grace, was speechless. I looked at Mark, who was strolling in late. Didn't you have a date with Grace? Why are you back so early? Grace said it was too hot outside, so she wanted to come back early. But tonight, the weather's nice. How about a pool party? Dr. David immediately agreed. Yes, I agree. Back in the room, Grace was examining a low-fat bread. This isn't fattening. Thanks, Grace. She looked at me. What's wrong? Why are you back so early? I pouted. Am I not your precious anymore? Of course you are. Then why have you two been glued together for the past 2 days, abandoning me? Don't think I don't know you two even shared a blanket last night without me. Chloe suddenly choked, her face turning red. Grace stammered. It's hard to explain. I snorted. Don't tell me it's because you're scared of the dark. Grace just stared. Chloe quickly changed the subject. Mark said pool party. Are you guys going? The conversation returned to normal. I glanced at Grace. Mark, despite his flaws, seemed to be trying to break the awkwardness and build relationships. Maybe I could play matchmaker for them. Should we go? I probed. Grace nodded. Before the show, the director mentioned wanting to utilize the pool. If we don't go, they'll probably arrange something anyway. As evening fell, the oppressive heat gave way to a pleasant coolness. We put on our swimsuits, donned large cover-ups, and headed to the pool. Dr. David and Mark were chatting by the poolside. while Ethan, ever so reserved, wore a swim robe and prepared fruit. When they saw us, Dr. David stared. "Why are you girls so covered up?" Chloe wore a long-sleeved one-piece, I wore a short-sleeved one-piece, and Grace, though sleeveless, wore a cover-up. We were indeed well covered. Chloe glanced at his childish, unappealing physique. "If you want to see bikinis, wear one yourself," she said kindly. Dr. David huffed. "You wore less than this for performances before. Why so modest for a swim?" Chloe rolled her eyes. "There were no perverts staring at me during performances like you are now." Dr. David was speechless. I immediately gave Chloe a thumbs up. "Excellent. Well said, my student." The chat joined in. "Haha, what a comeback. I love Chloe's confidence after Ava enlightened her. I was only listening to Ava curse. I didn't realize Chloe was so pale." Chloe jumped into the water first, then extended her hand to Grace. 20-meter race? Want to try?" "Sure," Grace said happily, putting her towel down and joining Chloe in the water. I couldn't swim, so I sat on the large white swan float the show provided. "I'll be your referee." Mark, surprised, asked Grace, "Grace, you didn't shave your armpits for swimming." Grace looked a little stunned. "Is that not allowed?" "It's best to shave them," Mark said, his face looking a bit disgusted. "And you're wearing a sleeveless top. What if someone sees?" Hearing this, I frowned. Mark was being rude. Grace simply turned away, ignoring him. "Then don't look," she said. "Grace, I didn't mean it like that. We're close, so I'm just being honest. It just looks unappealing. Next time, you can—" A plastic ball flew and hit him on the head. "Did you have a lot of plastic surgery, dude? You're so well preserved for someone from the Qing dynasty," I said, my eyes crinkling in a smile. "Also, if you have parents, you'd know your parents have underarm hair too, you moron." Mark clutched his head. "Ava, can you stop insulting people every time you open your mouth?" "So what if I insult you? If you can't hear me clearly, I'll engrave it on your tombstone." I ignored him, calmly floating on my swan towards Grace. "Darling, congratulations. Your crush just turned into poop." Grace looks confused. "What are you talking about? My crush isn't Mark." My eyes widened. So I was wrong. My gaze drifted towards Ethan, who was standing by the pool. "What are you thinking?" Grace patted my shoulder. "It's not him either." I looked at Dr. David, bewildered. "Grace, you can't possibly like someone as eccentric as him." Grace sighed. "Can your imagination be a little more active?" I was even more confused. There were only 3 male guests, and none of them were Grace's type. Could it be— I grabbed Grace's arm, my face serious. "The director's married. You know that, right?" Grace was speechless. Grace decisively ignored me and swam straight to Chloe. The two began their swimming race. I sat on my white swan float, gently drifting across the water. I accidentally drifted near Ethan. He was holding a plate of fruit, eating 2 slices of watermelon, then looked up, our eyes meeting. After a moment of silence, he offered the plate to me. "Want some?" I nodded vigorously. "Yes!" He calmly brought the entire plate of prepared fruit over, squatting by the pool. "Watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple," he listed. I ate happily. "Why aren't you swimming?" I glanced at his chest, visible beneath his robe, hinting at defined muscles. He seemed to have a really good physique. Ethan cleared his throat slightly. "I don't know how to swim." "Oh, a noob," I laughed, patting his arm. "I'm a noob too. The show only gave each of us 1 float. I'll share mine with you later." Thanks," he replied. "Don't mention it." Across the pool, Grace and Chloe were laughing and chatting. Not far away, Dr. David and Mark's loud voices echoed. "I don't understand these internet celebrities nowadays. They like people who don't study, just play games." "Exactly. These people ruin student studies." My brows furrowed. Wait, were they talking about Ethan? Their lives are so boring and dull, yet these narrow-minded fools are still judging humanity. I was about to speak when my arm was gently pulled. I turned to meet his clear gaze. "Ava, I'm not angry, so don't keep making yourself upset." Looking closely at his face, apart from a faint smile, there was no sign of anger. I couldn't help but say, feeling indignant, "They're insulting you." "I know."
My brows furrowed again as I looked at the two men. You haven't talked to them in 2 days. Is it because they're ostracizing you? Not exactly. Ah, so you're ostracizing them. That's right. Don't hang out with them. Their values are completely skewed. Ethan laughed softly. So I should hang out with you. I nodded, satisfied. You have good taste, young man. Dr. David and Mark's voices continued to drone on. I don't understand why they pretend so much. They wear so much makeup even for swimming. Exactly. I wonder what they look like after they take it off. Probably scare people to death, haha. Chloe, you think you're a fairy descending from heaven after putting on makeup, so you look down on everyone? Their eyes darted back and forth between Grace and Chloe, then landed on me. Their lips curled into a provocative smirk. What do you think, Ava?
The live stream chat was immediately filled with outrage. These two, no one likes them, so they're just attacking everyone randomly? What two lunatics? My Ethan, even though he joined an esports team in high school, he still went to a good university and graduated. How dare they badmouth him behind his back? Speechless. I thought Mark was a good guy at first. Now he's shown his true colors, unfollowed. My brows furrowed. Were these two insane? Were they trying to pick a fight with me too? Mark, seizing the opportunity, asked, Ava, you wear makeup even when you swim? Are you that unconfident about your bare face? I smiled. You'll be wearing makeup in your coffin too when you're dead, won't you? Dr. David looked at me. You use full body foundation, Ava? You're so pale it's a waste. I replied politely. My skin is naturally pale. Paler than your corpse will be after 3 months, actually. Got that? Silence for 3 seconds. Ava, you keep bringing up people's deaths. Isn't that rude? We're on live stream. I nodded as if it were obvious. I know we're on live stream. That's why I'm being polite. Back in the day, I'd drag out your entire family tree. Ava! Dr. David completely collapsed. No wonder no one wants to date you with your nasty mouth. Mark added, yeah, you came on a dating show and no one invited you. You're going to be single for ages. I clicked my tongue twice. Is that all? Just as I was about to retort, a dating card was silently extended to me. Ethan's voice was even. Excuse me, I actually think she curses very well. I blinked, confused. Dr. David choked, clambering onto the poolside. I feigned concern. Be careful, don't fall into the deep end. With your height, you'll probably drown. Just you wait. Dr. David gritted his teeth, his face livid, and stomped off. Mark also scrambled out of the pool. I immediately covered my eyes. Oh my, sister, in broad daylight, why aren't you wearing a shirt? Mark froze, looked down at his bare torso, his face alternating between red and white, then quickly scurried away. The director, watching the screen, thought, this mouth is truly poisonous. The livestream chat cheered. Oh my God, thank goodness she didn't curse. She's been so good. Thank you, Ava, our queen. 1 against 2, complete victory. Ethan chuckled softly. Are you not angry anymore? Feel better now that you've cursed them out? Of course I feel better. I hugged my swan float, beaming. You cooperated really well too. Not just cooperation. Tomorrow, I really want to invite you on a date. I stared bewildered, meeting his unreadable gaze. In the faint light of dusk, I saw my own reflection in his eyes. This guy, why was he so dangerously captivating? My heart pounded. I quickly kicked the water. Well, I think Grace and Chloe haven't seen my recent triumph yet. I'm going to go tell them. My float had only drifted 4 inches when the swan's head was grabbed. Huh? I swallowed, looking at Ethan. He raised an eyebrow slightly. Don't go bother them anymore. Bother them? I'm not breaking them up. I'm joining them. I protested. Besides, Grace said I'm her darling. Ethan laughed softly, still holding the float firmly. Don't you think you look like a third wheel? How am I a third wheel? My voice suddenly went silent. I slowly looked over. Chloe was brushing Grace's hair from her forehead. The two of them said something and Grace laughed, leaning into her embrace. This was wrong. So wrong. Wait a minute. Grace's crush was Chloe? The livestream chat was already buzzing. Oh my God, I thought this dating show wouldn't have any successful couples, but the first one to form is 2 beautiful women together? This pair is so cute, ship them. Wait, has anyone noticed that Ethan and Ava look pretty good together too? Shocked and finally understanding, I looked at Ethan dumbfounded. You knew all along? Yes, from the first day. Then why didn't you tell me? He cleared his throat. How was I supposed to tell you? He had a point. If Ethan had pulled me aside on day 1 and dropped that bombshell, I probably would have thought he was crazy. My heart sank a little.
The true main squeeze and side squeeze dynamic was clearly different. I kicked the water a few more times. My eyes accidentally caught the text on the side of the pool. My mind went blank. Ethan. He hummed. Can you help me? I clutched my swan float tightly. This side of the pool is the deep end. I'll drown. Another soft chuckle. Okay, if you agree to my date, I'll save you. For some reason, Ethan no longer had that quiet, reserved demeanor he had when we first met. The corner of his eye held a playful glint as he teased me. I stared. The dating card can't be refused anyway, so I'm delighted to accept. He curved his lips, then let go of the float. Hey, you said you'd save me! The next second, his swim robe fell to the side of the pool. My eyes widened as his limp figure gracefully dove into the water. The float under me was held steady. I obediently clutched the swan float, watching Ethan slowly move towards the shallow end. Didn't you say you didn't know how to swim? I asked. He raised an eyebrow. I do now. I reluctantly glanced at his toned abs. All right, your abs have spoken. You win.
On the third day, Ethan used his dating card on me. Grace also got to use hers. After all, the show rules didn't forbid female guests from dating each other. Mark and Dr. David came to apologize, mumbling about being drunk and talking nonsense the night before. We ignored them, and they quickly reverted to their true selves. But my attention was entirely on Ethan. You don't even know what I like, I pointed out. He thought for a moment. Do you want to visit our training base? My eyes lit up. Yes. As soon as we entered the base, the cameraman got so excited, he completely abandoned us, filming every corner of the place, forgetting it was a dating show and we were live streaming. I looked around curiously. The decor was pure gamer chic. The first floor lobby was filled with gaming setups, and some team members were in the middle of a practice match. When they saw us, they swarmed us. Sister-in-law, we've been watching your show. Sister-in-law, you're even prettier in person. The rapid-fire sister-in-law calls startled me so much I almost fell, but Ethan quickly steadied me. A slight curve played on his lips. Careful where you step. A young team member looked at Ethan puzzled. Brother Ethan, didn't I let you use my account? Why is it banned? My heart skipped a beat. It had to be me. Ethan cleared his throat. Just make me another one. Go practice. Yes, sir. After that, Ethan and I went to his break room. It had a bed, a bathroom, and a computer. All the necessities. Do you live here often? I asked. Yeah, I have a house in the city, but I rarely go back. He casually opened the bottle of mineral water and handed it to me. I took a sip and continued my tour. I glanced at the Weibo account logged in on his computer. Wait a minute, I said. This account looks familiar. I'm not sure. Ethan walked over, his hand on the mouse, ready to close the page. Hold on. I quickly placed my hand over his, stopping him. Ethan, don't tell me you're my fan. The room fell silent. He cleared his throat, avoiding my gaze. Sometimes I see you on the hot searches. Just sometimes? I asked, unconvinced. I clicked on his following list. Besides competitive accounts, he only followed me, and he had me on special follow. Seeing his ears slowly turn red, I suddenly remembered my online battles from a while ago. When esports was officially recognized as a sport, it faced a lot of ridicule. Many people thought it was unhealthy, just corrupted kids. The public opinion grew harsher, and then some thoughtless internet users even attacked the official accounts of major teams. That's when a small account posted about the history and future prospects of esports, listing many benefits of its recognition, but it was met with even more ridicule. I stumbled upon it, couldn't stand it, and jumped into the comments, responding to each and every person. Politely, of course. As the battle intensified, I single-handedly took on the entire anti-fan mob, while that small clone account quietly liked my comments and deleted negative replies, constantly supporting me. I became famous for that verbal brawl, and that's why I still remembered that clone account, because after that, every time I argued with anyone, no matter who, that account would always like my comments, even if a little late. I looked at Ethan suspiciously. Don't tell me that person who couldn't argue back, only lectured and liked my post was you?
He just stared. I thought gamers were all masters of verbal combat. I even thought you were holding back on the show to maintain your image. Turns out you really can't curse, huh? A rapid knocking came from the door. The cameraman outside sounded anxious. "Open the door for me. I was so busy filming the base, I forgot to film you two." Ethan seemed to snap back to reality, clearing his throat awkwardly. "Well, if you're done touring, we should go back. What's the rush?" I smiled, pulling his arm and taking out a dating card. "Tell me all the things I don't know yet." His eyes lingered on the card. "Do you really want to hear?" I tilted my head. "Just curious, you know." "Then let's start from the secret crush." The reality dating show, against all odds, managed to spark two truly unexpected romances. Grace, my sweet Grace, quickly found herself swept away in a whirlwind romance with Chloe, their super cute interactions sending their online fan groups into absolute meltdown. It was adorable, honest, and truly heartwarming to witness. As for me, the internet was ablaze with comments like, "I can't believe Ethan the God likes Ava just because she's so good at cursing. The sharp-tongued queen versus the strongest esports player. I ship this." I even saw one that said, "I can already imagine Ethan getting into an argument with an anti-fan, handing his phone to Ava and saying, 'Baby, help me curse them out.'" They praised my sharp wit, my correct values, and even my looks. I became an unlikely guru for anyone who wanted to stand up for themselves online. And I wasn't shy about sharing my secrets. After all, helping my fellow netizens clear their chest and feel empowered was a noble pursuit. In a delicious twist of karma, Dr. David's doctoral thesis was exposed as plagiarized, and Mark's fan base crumbled. Those two became the biggest jokes of the season. And me? My fan count inexplicably skyrocketed. They all claimed to be fans of my cursing skills, constantly asking for tips on how to handle annoying people. And being the generous soul I am, I wasn't one to keep secrets. In my free time, I diligently worked to unblock the chests of my online sisters. Then one day, a renowned director sent me a script. I read it over and over. "Director," I said, a little hesitant, "don't you think this villainous female supporting role is a little too evil? People will curse me." The director just chuckled. "No one can out-curse you, Ava." He had a point. Sometime later, as I was packing for my new film, Ethan's team began their pre-tournament training. We both had bright futures ahead. I sat cross-legged on my bed, chin in hand, watching Ethan emerge from the bathroom. He wore a simple white t-shirt and shorts, drying his wet hair with a towel. "What do you want to eat, Ava? I'll make it for you. Everyone at the base has gone home for a month of closed-door training, so it'll be a bit empty here. I'll come visit you after training." Ethan kept talking, but I didn't respond. He looked at me, puzzled. "Ava?" His white t-shirt was damp, clinging to his abdomen. My gaze drifted from his abs to his face. "Ethan," I asked, a sudden thought striking me. Have you never been in love before?" He froze slightly. "Is that not good?" No, it's not bad," I stammered, scratching my head. "It's just, who dates like we do? It's like playing house. It's been a month and we've only held hands, kissed on the cheek, no French kissing or anything. Sometimes I can't help but touch your abs and you react so strongly, then run off to stir-fried vegetables. Our relationship progress, or lack thereof, mostly revolved around me eating his cooking. Honestly, Grace's romance was far more exciting than mine." He stopped drying his hair. "You don't like it?" "No." He walked towards me, leaning down slightly. "Then what do you like?" The cool scent of mint washed over me. A droplet of water from his forehead fell on the tip of my nose. His voice was husky. My heart pounded. We were rarely this close. I subconsciously wanted to pull back, but his calloused fingers tightened around my waist. He smoothly kneeled on the bed. "Do you like this?" His lips found mine. Or this. Ethan, I gasped. Aren't you going to cook? He smiled, a playful glint in his eyes. I am cooking.